What's up, y'all? So there's a recurring theme. It seems like every 2 years I get the itch to do another video and do some kind of recap or taste some beers on camera. So here is your maybe your last video for the next 2 years, but it's good to be back. This is Andrew from Not on Sundays Brewing with a quick, maybe couple year recap. Hopefully not going to be 20 minutes long, but it's good to be back. It's good to be in front of the camera. Biggest reason for this, twofold, is I'm at home alone. My wife and my boys are 7, 8, and 9 years old, y'all. They're actually out going to Florida for a quick getaway to my in-laws' house, and I'm home alone. And I've been determined over the last couple of weeks to drink my cellar. I was going through my cellar and I uncovered these two beers, and I can't wait to get into them. So I'm going to talk a little bit, but let's go ahead and get into these because I want to taste them on camera, see what they're like. So both of these have been waxed for safekeeping long term, and we're going to see how these are, how they look, how they taste, how they kept. I want to give a shout out to Lou Brew, Mr. Ryan Lewis. He may not even be doing brew tubing anymore, but he was the one that provided these lovely glasses. I sent these glasses to him a long time ago. He put the Not on Sundays Brewing logo on them, and I thoroughly enjoy them. Any of the photos I put on Instagram now, if they're in these glasses, the branded glasses, they are my beers. So I use them mostly for that. But thank you, Ryan. The glasses have held up. They're beautiful. I love them. Look at this, y'all. This is a really nice, light, straw-colored, golden beer with a really nice, white, fluffy head on it. And this beer is effervescent, y'all. This is who knows if this is going to focus on this. This is the BPS. If you've been around a long time and have a really good memory, you might remember that I did a beer with another great brew tuber who is, I know, still doing brew tubing videos, Wally Feck. And so shout out to Wally. This is the BPS. This is a Brett Peach Saison that we did. I truly don't even remember the purpose of it outside of, I don't remember if it was like, hey, we're just going to do this collab and see how it goes. I think it was for some sort of competition, but I don't remember. A Saison with Brettanomyces added and peaches. And I think we did each our own version. I don't remember which version this is, but it's been, I would estimate 4 years-ish. I think this was done sometime in 2017. So here we go, y'all. To Wally Feck, Brett Peach Saison. I'm smelling some Brett Presence for sure. It's got a little bit of funk, but it's got some like sweet tardiness, fruit notes to it. You can definitely detect the presence of some kind of like stone fruit. If you see me swat, guys, we've got these like little drain flies or fruit flies in our house, and they're driving me mad. But definitely a stone fruit presence, whether it's like peachy, apricot, something like that, with a nice little Brett funk. But you can smell that it does feel like it's got some kind of musty aginess to it. Let's see how it tastes. Cheers. Ooh, baby. All right. I'll brag on whether it was he or I that bottled this. It was bottled well. Very, very little oxidation at all. It's aged really nicely. It doesn't have a ton of Brett funk. I would have anticipated more from the nose and the age that it would have a little bit more Brett funk. I think it has been in the fridge for the entirety of its life, I think. So it probably hadn't had a chance to age that much. You get just a hint of kind of a funkiness, kind of a feedy funkiness, but then that quickly gives way to a little bit of that sweet tart, candy-like Brett presence. And I love it. I think this is probably a combination of the yeast and the peaches. It would not scream peach if you were just to flat out ask me. I would not detect that if I didn't know it, but there is that element of kind of a stone fruitiness to it. It's still very light. It's super refreshing, and I'm just impressed by how well this held up. It's a beautiful, beautiful beer. I think this is the last one that I have. So cheers. Again, Wally Feck, amazing. It's beautiful. It's got a little bit of a straw note, a little bit of Saison-like esters left that kind of lifts it up, freshens it up. It's just really nice. I'm going to go ahead and pour this while I talk because this is another collab beer that I did with some other brew tubers, but I'm going to let it warm a little bit. So what's been going on the last 2 years since we have spoken? I won't go through the list, but it has involved a pandemic. I was watching the last Homebrew Wednesday video that I did, and we were talking about Nashville NHC, and I'm pretty sure that was the NHC after the pandemic started. So obviously, there's been a pandemic. We have since moved again. We are in a different house, again, not too far away. We did it for situational and financial reasons. We're trying to take advantage of the market and where we were positioned. But we are in an awesome new house that we love. Got plenty of brewing space, another unfinished basement where I have all my stuff, lots of storage. So it's involved a move. Like I mentioned, my boys now are 7, 8, and 9 years old, which is just ridiculous. On top of that, we are in the process of actually adopting a fourth child. We are in the process of adopting a little girl from China. Her name is Esme, and we have been in that process for 18 plus months now. So pretty soon after I had shot that video for my last Homebrew Wednesday, we actually started the process of adoption. We actually matched with our little girl in August of 2020. So we have known our daughter through pictures and documentation and videos for almost a year and a half, but due to the pandemic, we have not been able to finalize the process and travel yet. So we are anxiously waiting on the time that we can do that and are very, very excited to bring her home. She's 4 years old and is going to be an unbelievable addition to our family. She already is. She's already our daughter in our hearts, minds, but can't wait to have her physically here. So those are the biggies. I've kept brewing the entire time. The trend with the last Homebrew Wednesday video that I did was simplicity. I've kept it relatively that way. Although I've started really diving into a little bit more of the finer details. I've really leaned into water chemistry, and so really investigating and minutely tweaking the water chemistry in a lot of my, if not all of my beers, has really been a fun adventure, a challenge, but has lended great results. So that's been fun. Gotten into pressure fermentation, spunning valves, natural carbonation, no oxygen transfers. Ooh, that was gross, y'all. I'm sorry. Or CO2 pressurized transfers, avoiding oxygen wherever I can. So just a lot of those, a little bit more niche, a little bit more advanced techniques to really up the game in my beer. Ultimately, it may not be years down the road, but the dream, the hope is to open a brewery here in the town that we're in now in the future. So still looking towards that, building business plans and plans for the future. So that's really cool. A lot of fruit in my beer still. Maybe not quite as crazy as it used to be. Still experimenting with a lot of local fruits, sour beers, quick sours. I've backed off quite a bit from my Brett long aged sour program. Still enjoy them a lot, but I just don't drink enough of it to justify the amount that I was putting there for a while. So most of the sours that I'm doing now are quick sours. They're Berliner Weiss-esque beers with fruit additions, which is delicious and great, and I love it. But I've gotten very much into seasonal brewing to where I have a lineup of X amount of recipes that I really, really have honed in, and I brew pretty seasonally. So again, I probably have maybe a dozen, 14 different recipes that I really, really love and have started to kind of not stray from those so much. I'm still really into lagers. I love a good crisp lager. So I'm staying in that space a lot too. Let's go ahead and get into this one. So this beer holds a special place in my heart too. This beer is from aptly July of 2016. We are 6 years from the brewing of this beer. And this beer was a Beaver Dog Brew and Under the Table Brewing collaboration. This is the very last bottle of the barrel-aged Russian Imperial Stout that we did down in Peachtree City 6 years ago, y'all. 6 years ago, it was such a pleasure getting together, doing this beer with them. The last time I had this, it was incredibly, incredibly good. So let's see what's up. It's probably been 2 years plus since I've had one of these. It's definitely got some carbonation, which is really awesome to see. Oh, it's kind of got a nice little, not a large kind of head to it, but nice and kind of fluffy. Really, really deep deep chocolate notes on the nose. Really deep, dark chocolate. You get a hint of maybe a coffee note. As when aged stouts and a lot of other beers, particularly dark beers, age, you start getting a deep, rich caramel note, along with a little bit of oxidation. It kind of smells like sherry. Some people, especially my wife, describe it soy saucy a little bit. So that's definitely going on. I don't smell a lot of barrel, but it smells really, really nice. It smells deep and dark and complex. Cheers, Nate and Beaver Dog Brews. Chris. I don't know why I just forgot your name, Chris. Oh, here we go. Cheers. Wow. The first thing that jumps out in this beer is the mouthfeel is ridiculous. It is coating, it's thick, syrupy without being sweet. So like a syrup would kind of coat your mouth when you eat it. This does that, but without that kind of stickiness. It's like coating without being sticky sweet. A lot of the notes from the nose, the aroma translate to the palate. Right up front is a deep, dark chocolate. There's a hint of dark chocolate bitterness on the back of the palate, which is actually really nice. It starts off kind of dark chocolate and then kind of moves into a milk chocolate flavor profile. Has some toffee and coffee, kind of a little darker roast coffee in it, which would be understandable from the age and the dark grains, the roasted barley. I get more barrel, more spirit on the palate than I do the nose, and it's delightful. It is really, really good. Absolutely insane how well this has held up over 6 years. I think this brings light to doing amazing things with amazing people who are also amazing brewers. Turns out products like this, and the way that we can do this at home is phenomenal, and that speaks to expertise and care and passion, which is just amazing. Wally, amazing. Chris, Nama, and Nate Pico. Elder, gosh, was Elder there? My mind is slipping. You see, I've got quite a few more gray hairs after this 2 years. Unbelievable. I miss all of you out there. It's been a great couple years, albeit very stressful, as most people's lives have been, especially in the airline industry. It's been a whirlwind, but we're good. We're good. And I'm going to take this evening to sit back, enjoy the remainder of these 2 beers that have been sitting around for 6 and probably 4 years. Marvel at the craftsmanship that went into it. I hope all of you out there are doing amazingly well. And if I don't do another one of these for another couple of years, I hope you continue to do well. Stay safe out there, support each other, and have some fun. Have a Not On Sundays moment and enjoy life. Have some fun. Don't take too seriously, but invest in those around you. And with that, we'll see you next time. Cheers and happy Homebrew Thursday. We'll see you later. This is Andrew from Not On Sundays Brewing. We'll catch you next time.